back again with another video. Hope you guys could see me. Okay, guys, back again with another video. As I said, okay, this is gonna be a review for Ghosted. But before I start the video, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Okay, guys. Pretty much, Rachel and Travis are still in quarantine. Rachel is in Miami. Travis is in LA. Okay, so they get this message from a young lady named Mariah. Okay, Mariah is beautiful young lady. She looks about 28, 29. They didn't say her age. She was a server at the Cheesecake Factory. Never even been to the Cheesecake Factory a day in my life, so I don't know what type of food they serve. She's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Okay. So, she was... Well, okay, pretty much Mariah had a boyfriend. But she became very, very good friends with this guy named James, a co-worker. And, you know, they met like summer of 2018. And then they started, you know, becoming more than friends. They started dating in January 2019. But Mariah was still messing with her boyfriend. And James told her, you know, it's either you drop the boyfriend and just focus on us. So she dropped the boyfriend. So they're dating. So everything is going cool. You know, everything is cool. You know, everything, you know, everything is going, you know, good. So then one day in December, James is over at Mariah's house. And they're, you know, they're cuddling, you know, doing what, you know, couples do. And, you know, they were having a nice night. And the next day, Mariah went to work. And James didn't show up for work. And she was texting James, no answer, no response. Then her text didn't go through, so he blocked her from the phone. So Mariah went on Instagram. She was blocked on Instagram. She hasn't heard from James since, guys. That was last year sometime. So Rachel and Travis, you know, go and look at James' Instagram. And they don't see too much, like, you know, photos, like, you know, they don't see too much activity. But they see this person named Lizzie is always, you know, leaving comments. So they reach out to Lizzie. They go on Mariah's Instagram and they notice that she didn't post. The last time she posted was October. And then she posted again in January 2019. She didn't post like nothing for Christmas. So Travis is like, well, maybe he ghosted her because he didn't want to, you know, buy a gift. You know how people are dating in the summertime, you know, everything is cool, and then when it starts getting to like winter, like they break up. And it's probably because they don't want to buy that person a gift, you know, for Christmas. You know, people are crazy. They like to be dating, they like to date in the summer, but when it starts getting cold, like they break up. I don't know what it is. That's just crazy to me, you know, because it don't even matter, but that's what happens. You know, they just want like a summer boyfriend. They don't really want to be bothered with, you know, to date like in the winter, which is just crazy. So anyhow, they reach out to two co-workers, Elizabeth, well, Lizzie, and Jada. And Lizzie was basically saying that, you know, well, they both Jada and Lizzie were saying that they were surprised that James broke up with Mariah because Mariah, you know, is beautiful. And Lizzie was like, you know, Mariah's ex was crazy. He showed up at the job one time, and he was like yelling and screaming because he thought it was a guy in Mariah's car, but it was really Lizzie, you know, the co-worker. So they're like, well, so then Travis was like, well, maybe James broke up with her because he didn't want to get beat up by the ex. You know, who knows, right? So they no, but the co-worker Lizzie was saying that she saw pictures of James with a co-worker named Annie. And then Rachel was like, what pictures where? She's like, I followed James on Snapchat, and there's a picture of, you know, James and this Annie lady. So Rachel and Travis look at it, and they see, you know, it's, you know, true. He's with this lady named Annie. So they give the, they go and tell Mariah. And Mariah is shocked. She's like, yeah, I know Annie. We're, you know, co-workers. We're not friends or anything. And she's like, that's just, surprising that he would be hanging out with Annie. Maybe they are dating. Who knows? So then they reach out to this lady named Jess, who's also a coworker. And Jess is like, it seemed to me as if, James wanted to like. It seemed to Jess like James wasn't like serious. Like maybe he wanted to like mess around or cheat. That's the impression that Jess got. So they're like, okay, fine. So they had left a message for James on his Instagram, and then James responded back, and he's like, well, that it's kind of personal. He didn't want to tell Rachel and Travis, why, and they're like, okay, we're gonna put the link for the Zoom. We could meet up at 4 o'clock. And then Travis is like, he seems like a, straight up dude. He didn't want to, tell us the reason why, he ghosted, Mariah. So then 4 o'clock comes, and we see, James in the Zoom. And Mariah's like, what happened, James? I thought we were good. I thought everything was going great. Why did you ghost me? And then James is like, the real reason I ghosted you was because you were bringing up, you were comparing me to your ex in the bedroom. That did not make any sense. Okay? It just didn't seem, it just seemed like there was more, to the story. So then Rachel went private with Travis, and she's like, look, I'm a lawyer. There's more to the story. There's more than what you're telling. It's not no comparing no ex and no bedroom. Now stop it. What is the real reason? And he's like, yeah, there is more to it. I just, got scared, and I didn't want to, say the real, the real reason. So then Travis was talking to Mariah, and she's like, it's just crazy. Okay, I was wrong to to do that, because she would always talk about the ex to James, and that's what you don't do. You don't mention your ex to your current boyfriend. That's just crazy and stupid. So that's when she messed up. So they all get back into the Zoom call, and James is like, the real reason I ghosted you was because I was cheating at the ending of the relationship. Basically, James was a hoe. James was messing around with several ladies in the restaurant. Okay? And he's like, I'm not gonna say any names because you know the people. And Mariah's like, oh my goodness. And then Rachel was like, well, that's why you quit the job. Yes, because he didn't want no drama. By him working there, messing around with all these ladies, it's going to cause drama within the ladies and with him. So that's why he left, which is stupid. You don't mix business with pleasure. If you're going to date outside the job, you're messing with your money. Then you have to pay your rent and bills. That's stupid. You don't mess around with your with your money. That's when he messed up. And pretty much Mariah was just surprised. Because she thought everything was good, everything was cool. But apparently, he wanted to mess around. And he's like, I didn't come into the relationship with good intentions. His whole reason for dating Mariah was Mariah is beautiful. He wanted to get Mariah, like have sex. But it just so happened it turned into a relationship. He didn't come in with he came in with ulterior motives into the relationship. So Mariah was like, this is crazy. She couldn't believe it. She mentioned the lady Annie. She's like, oh, you dated Annie? He's like, no, I'm not dating Annie. We just hang out. Could be lying. He probably was dating Annie too. We don't know. So then she's like, this is crazy. I don't know what happened. We were good friends. I told you things that I never even told nobody, before. They were good friends. She really did trust, James. And they would have long conversations, for hours or whatever on the phone. So she's like, I can't do this, I'm done. And then she got out from the Zoom call. So we didn't get a chance to see, if she was going to ghost him or become, friends. So Rachel is like, so then, Rachel was like, well, that's it. And then, they ended the Zoom call. So 3 months later, Mariah's doing great. She's in another restaurant. She has new coworkers, new friends. She's no longer at that, location. And she's doing great. She's focusing on her. She's living life to the fullest. And Rachel was like, you know, she thought that Mariah was like gonna like confront, James, during the Zoom call, but she didn't. She ended it. She basically ended the Zoom, call. So that was pretty much it, guys. As I said, James was uh, you don't. Maybe he's never heard of that saying. You can't have your cake and eat it too. He wanted to mess around with people at the job. He wanted to mess around with Rachel. I guess when it caused drama, he got his ass up on out the restaurant. Like I said, you don't mess with your money, with your check. That's what you don't do. Okay? And he's a good looking guy. It don't even matter, guys. Mariah is better off focusing on herself and living life to the fullest. She could get any guy she wants. Now she knows don't date on the job. She probably knows this now after this happened. Leave that alone. Find a man outside the workplace because, you don't interfere with your money, with your check. Never do that. And that was pretty much the episode, guys. I like this episode. It was interesting because I thought James was gonna say that he was messing around with Annie, but apparently they're just good friends. And that pretty much was the episode, guys. If you saw the episode, comment down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share this video, guys. And I'll be back next week with another episode of Ghosted. Next week is gonna be real juicy. I can't wait for next week's Ghosted. It's gonna be some mess. And thank you guys for watching. This is Random Girl TV. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.